Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Your Boy. It's you know who it is by now. I mean, at the very least, I imagine. You know what we're all about here. Let me jump over to this screen so you can see my glorious face. Whoop. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Kuro Hitsuki deck review day. Woo! Chat, we excited? We heckin' excited, chat? Oh my goodness. There is... There we go. There's chat right there. Here's chat's beautiful face. And by face, I mean their text box. That's my streamer right there. Hey, let's go. Good to see you, Airman. Christmas, hello. Wobble, hello. There we go. Got everyone. We'll put you to the side right here. Yeah. Right there. Hello, chat. How are we doing today? Are we excited for everything? We're excited to do day 2. This is the second time that we're doing the deck reviews, like the new and improved deck reviews, right? So, we did them months ago and everything, and it was fine, but you know me, I'm always seeking to improve and making sure things run just a little bit smoother for everyone involved, including myself, except for, let's be honest, I don't make things smoother for myself, but that does not matter. We are here to make sure that we are, just having a good time, and most importantly, like, helping people, as usual, build the decks that they're trying to build, right? I believe that in Magic the Gathering, especially nowadays, especially with all of the many cards that they give us in Commander, there is just about a way to do anything that you want, right? It's just about having the knowledge of the cards that will help you get there, and then also just building a deck that's like, going after the point versus doing what decks usually do, which is just kind of lollygag around until they, I guess, either fall apart, and then you're wondering why it fell apart, or they sometimes win too quickly. And that's what we're going to dive into today, as we will for every deck review going forward. So, let's begin in just a second. So, let me add stuff to this screen here. Y'all can hear me and everything, right? Take enough game actions, you might win eventually. Like... No. Like, I mean, even then, it depends on the game action, right? And we will see some decks, I think even today, we're going to get a couple of examples of decks where it's just like, the game actions will be done, cards will be cast, but like, are you really doing the thing that you set out to do? Potentially not. So, yes, even today we're going to get into seeing how the deck crafters are seeing what they're attempting to do and figure out why it's just not working out. And actually, I'm going to try to get those questions on the screen here. So, Dex game plan. Dex game plan. Is your Dex game plan and history. Alright, so what I'm doing right now, chat, is I'm typing on screen the exact questions that I have on the questionnaire, right? So, par exemple, right now, you can go to the Discord into the deck review section, and you'll see a link to a little questionnaire page that has the type of questions that I'm looking for to pretty much see, if you're trying to do something with your deck, I need to know what it is, right? It's not just like, hey, look at this deck, is it good or not? I need to know what you're trying to do, because I can just say, like, oh yeah, deck's bad, you need every game changer, and, stop being bad forever. But that's not really helpful, right? I want to know what your game plan and your history with it is, and then I need you to answer, like, yeah, what are you trying to do here, and what's not working? That's the biggest thing here. What's not working? I have a boom or bust problem. When my decks are good, they're great. When they're bad, they're awful. And that's something that we can try to address. That's something that I want to address through these deck reviews, right? Just play blue, you win? Exactly. We're definitely going to get people out of that mindset for sure. The Simic solution, rampant card draw and some more rampant card draw under my rampant card draw commanders. Eventually I'll win condition in this 99. I've never added the win con. No. Exactly. Exactly. Like, these are the type of decks that we, quite frankly, want to fight against. If we can help people not be there, then we're doing the Lord's work. And boy, howdy do I already feel like we're doing the Lord's work with and these are, like, we're never offending anyone with any of these decks, okay? Like, no matter what funny, goofy thing I say, in no way, shape, or form, you know, is it meant to be rude. But I will say, we have a couple of jolly jokers of decks. Like, just this first one, I'm already just going like, okay, bracket 4 solitaire, baby, yeah, exactly. Moonbus is locked up bracket 4 anyway. Yeah, I mean, and people will have, like, different, I'm trying not to go to bracket 4. Tonight, actually, we have a deck that is trying specifically not to be bracket 4, wants to be bracket 2 to 3. You know, I'm going to push that shit to 2, or to 3, but I think that's going to be it's going to be the third one we go through today. So, tonight, we're going to get through 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 deck techs for us to get through tonight, or deck reviews for us to get through tonight. I just need to add this page here where I put everyone's information. Okay, deck's game plan. Deck's game plan. Boop. Outline. Black. Boo boo boo. Deck is Armchair Commander. That's a term that I haven't heard in a while. Armchair Command, purposefully Armchair Commander. That's a bloody new one, to say the least. Armchair Commander. Love the idea of just making a deck about humans working together. Yes, okay, so, yeah, chat, we have, okay. Can you guess the commander for Armchair Commander? Love the idea of just humans working together. Now, listen, I love Attack on Titan, okay? Attack on Titan is, quite frankly, one of my favorite anime of all time. I think it's truly one of the greatest animes ever, right? Through and through. I love the only reason I kind of really cared about Ikoria, because I'll be honest, when there's like a humans or like people that want to live versus like invaders or like nature, as a blue player, I'm all about the like mind over matter sort of thing, right? So like Ikoria was humans versus just everything outside the city walls that wants to eat you. Okay, and I'm on the human side. That's just who I am through and through, okay? So the entire idea of Ikoria being like, get humans together, they're trying to defend their walls, sometimes they go out and hunt or whatever against these giant Attack on Titan monster kaiju that are at the gates. I love that shit. Then you actually get to the set and you're just like, damn. All the humans should be dressed in 3D maneuver gear, but instead they just look like guys in leather and this is kind of lame. So I didn't like that part, but I did like pretty much every, like, you know, pro, like, hey, humans do this together, and then like the beasts, well, as long as you mutate but on a non-human, that sort of stuff. I liked that. I thought that was like a pretty cool part of Ikoria's like identity. So that being said, let's see. There we go. Here's what's the deck's game plan? Boo, 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 boo. That's decent. That's like a decent text size, right? Yeah, you can read that. You love reading. Chat, you love reading. I know it. I know this of you. That a little thicker. What the hell does armchair commander mean? Alright. So, yeah. When I'm saying, what do you think is the commander for this deck? It's a version of base under siege, so the storyline. Exactly. I love sieges. Yes. Base under siege. That's the genre I like. I fucking love sieges. I love the defenders of sieges, to be honest. You know, because yeah. You know. Never watched it, I assume. The mostly giant naked people, gorily eating people, cool parkour scenes, and Mikasa's abs. Damn, wow, you literally said every single thing. I love the abs. The abs are so glorious. Okay, you're completely correct. Everyone has abs. It's one of those anime where it's just like, because of the nature of the world they live in, everyone has abs, just like universally. Like, and it's just normal, right? Like, no one's just going like, damn, nice abs. It's like crazy. What workout did you do? It's just like, no, dude, if you want to not die, if you want to swipple around on the 3D maneuver gear and cut Titan's necks off, you need to have, like, you gotta have, like, that strong core, right? I love that shit. There we go. Thank you very much for the follow, for joining on in. But yeah, so if you hear this is Armchair Commander, love the idea of just making a deck about humans working together. Humans working together. Who do you think the commander is? Chat? I ask of you, who do you believe is the commander? I bet it won't, I bet it might shock you just a little bit. Just at least like a tad. Just a tad. Just give me one guess. I just want one guess, just a couple guesses from chat. Goldbug, humanity's ally? That would be funny. That would be funny, you know? Humans and robots working together. I think that would be more of the thing. But that's still, at the very least, a card that says human on it. Meh? That's super fair. No, chat. Actually, it's Morphon the Boundless. Morphon the Boundless. 5-color humans working together. Yep, that's what we're doing. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be. That's what we're working with today. That's a human. It is a human. It is a human. It is a human. I will give you that. That right there, this boy, that's a human. If you look at it in a certain sort of view, right? Behold, a gamer. Exactly. I think gamer is actually a card type, right? The most dangerous gamer? No, I think that's like a human. It's also a bushwhack and an Eldrazi, turns out. It's also an Icorian monster that probably can't be mutated on because you made it into because one of its types is humans. So really, is it really one of the best weasels in the game? One of, if not the best. But either way, so the deck list that we are going over, Zed. That is the preferred name of the person that we are, the person's deck that we're going over. Zed, I asked them a couple questions. Ask him a couple questions. So first, what is your deck's game plan / history with it? That's like the first question on the little questionnaire that we have everyone fill out so I can kind of like understand what's going on. And they're saying, game is Armchair Commander. They love the idea of making a deck about humans working together. And the commander, as you see, is Morphon the Boundless. So, with that in mind, let's see what we have going on, okay? Let's go over here. Boom. All right. Look at this. Look at this view, chat. Look at this. I made it all pretty. I made it all pretty and cool. I didn't stay up until X AM to make sure this is all nice and perfect. No. I'd never. Anyway, I have a Morphon for my random legendary humans deck where it's a stable core of 63 creatures and just pick 137 random legendaries from a pile of 300. See, now that's very interesting, Necrofiend. Alright, so, chat. The commander is Morphon the Boundless, okay? Alright? You see that here. We have Archetype of Aggression, Archetype of Imagination, okay? Both like humans, given the wide buffs, I get it. Atla Polani. This is a human, you make eggs, the egg dies, you get to mulligan into another human, okay. Bernard, that's a human, but like he kind of turns things into like a food golem human when they die. What's 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 doing here, if I may ask? If I may inquire as to the general goal vibe of humans working together. Because I get having 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 in here because you have a 5-color commander, right? Like, I get that. I'm not trying to like poo-poo that and take that away from you. But what I am questioning is if the goal is humans, why would we still put this in, right? This is just one of the cards that like I think that we're probably going to end up taking out so we can focus more on the human aspect of the deck, right? Fetching with Beast Tracker, putting on Morphon, try for commander damage. Turn your 6/6 into a 10/10 with flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, lifelink. And you know what? That's super fair. It does cost like a lot of mana, but you know, it is fair. You can't use Morphon's ability to pay 5 Wooburg and cast it for free because it's not a human, right? I get that mindset, right? It's a magic card. You're not doing anything wrong. It works in the deck. It goes in the deck color-wise, clearly. But in terms of getting to, like, the goal of humans working together, this is something that we're probably going to look to take out, right? And then, just looking at the humans that we have, you know, Crusader of Odric, you know, power tough equal to the number of creatures you control. Okay, like, we're trying to go wide on humans, most likely. Okay, I can kind of see the vibe here. Day Squad Marshal, 4 mana, 3/3 human. When it enters the battlefield, make a human soldier. Damn, for 4 mana? For 4 mana, make 2 humans? Elves get Dwynen's Elite for 2 mana to make 2 elves. I think that we can do better. I think that we can do better than Day Squad Marshal. Destiny Spinner, perfectly fine human, right? Your creature spells can't be countered. You're probably never going to use, like, the ability on it. But at the same time, how often are your humans getting countered? Just as a true-on question, how many times are your humans getting countered? And are there ways for us to just bring them back from the graveyard anyway? Because, honestly, we're 5-color. 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 Captain, listen, I'm a big old Abzan fan, okay? I love Bolster as a mechanic, but this is a 3 mana 1/1 first striker. That, yeah, when he attacks, you get to Bolster 1, but if you have any other human that is weaker than him, say like you Bolster once, now he's a 2/2 with first strike, but if there's another human with 1/1, well, you have to give the counter over that way, right? So there's just like a couple smatterings of creatures in here that don't quite fit the goal of, like, maybe trying to get there for a win. It is a human, and it is a human that technically works together. But Anna Fenza, no, I guess she's a spirit, so that doesn't quite work. But there are, I believe, other bolster cards that might kind of get us there and not end up being this guy. If 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 Captain said anytime a human attacks, or anytime you attack, in Bolster 1, that would be different. But because Dromoka Captain himself has to attack, it's just not going to work out. So there's a couple of these cards that will definitely be going like, hey, bud, Urza's here. I don't necessarily know what Urza's doing here, per se, TBH, but, you know, we can fix this. We can fix this. And yeah, 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, I think 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 is a little too slow. I mean, imagine doing 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, right? Like, you get her out for 4, pay 2, tap for an egg, and then at the end of the day, all you get was, I don't know, a Mardu devotee? That's not really, that's not really worth it. That's, like, super not worth it. So, I have a lot of, I think we're going to come up with a lot of ways to kind of fix this up. Reminder to the creator of this deck that they're playing Game Changers in their deck along with Sirach, so casting him with no open mana up means dying to Bowmasters. Are you playing Game Changers? What Game Changers are on here? Or, oh, yeah, you're right, yeah, no, of course, yeah, you're right. So, that's just the initial goal, right? So the goal, the deck's game plan / history with it is: game is armchair commander. Love the idea of just making a deck about humans working together. Next question I ask is: what problems are we trying to solve? What do you want the deck to show? What problem are we trying to solve? What do you want to show off about the deck? Say, like, you know, the mill deck isn't milling. Obviously, you're trying to show off some sort of mill strategy, but we're just not getting there for some reason. Or, like, the combo deck isn't working. The combo, you know, is too clunky. It's not happening soon enough, etc. That's, like, the question that I want, you know, people to write down so that we can address it. Zed says, I want a slightly faster tempo, but I'm also worried about drawing too many cards. Willing to lean towards a long game, slower redundancy, higher synergy. Right? Which is, honestly, quite frankly, all the words that I want to hear in terms of improving a deck, right? They want a faster tempo. Okay, cool. We're going to find better, higher quality cards, right? But also worried about drawing too many cards? Don't you worry about that. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Willing to lean towards a long game with lower redundancy. So, okay, we're not going to have 5 different versions of Rick, you know, / Greymond, Avacyn, Steward, right? We're not going to keep on making sure that all we get is, like, Greymond's the only card that we want, and then it's all about resurrecting him. That's not the game plan, and honestly, I'm perfectly fine to hear that. And we want higher synergy. Baby, higher synergy is literally all I love about Magic. All I love about Commander, higher synergy. And that is exactly what we're going to make sure that we have here. So, give me just a quick second. There we go. Okay. Had to change that up. All right. Yeah. So higher synergy, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that pretty well, I say. Hey, Pappy Slappy, good to see you. Did someone say higher? Hey, higher MTG. Yes, we did. We're talking about higher synergy. So this deck here is a Morophon human typo. All right. So, oops. What I'm going to do. Oops. Go back one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy, duplicate into mine. All right. Boom. All right. Let's dive into this. Let's dive into this deck build, chat. So Morophon the Boundless. Let's read what Morophon does. Okay. Why is this never right? Actually, you can see it in the corner. But Morophon the Boundless, 7 mana, 6/6 legendary creature, shapeshifter. With Changeling, this card is every creature type. As Morophon the Boundless enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Spells of the chosen type you cast cost Wooburg less to cast. This effect reduces only the amount of colored mana to pay. Other creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. So knowing the ability of Morophon, right? Like, all of your cards cost white, blue, black, red, and green less to cast, right? So seeing that 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 is red, green, and white, this actually just means that 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 just costs 1 mana, right? Which, honestly, is pretty cool. right? That's actually a really, really cool reduction in cost to make her just straight up cost 1. That's amazing. 29 is kind of low for a creature count for a deck. Correct. And even Bernard, right? Bernard also just costing 1. I understand why these cards are in here, because they're pretty good, valuable creatures, especially with passive abilities, that now only cost you 1 mana as soon as your commander comes out. That is pretty sick. And when we look at all of these cards, we're going to take away at least 1, or if not 2, colored pips when we look at every single card. That being said, I think that there are a lot better cards that we can put in here. As for Sentinel's free, that is also true. The last question that I ask is cards that they don't want to be added, right? So, like, example, no Universes Beyonds, budget restrictions, etc., right? So, the only restriction that we have is no more than $50 to $75, right? So, the deck here is $234, just like on Moxfield. Maybe, I don't know what the person had in their deck, right? That's not like what's applying here. But basically, I'm not going to try to make someone buy $50 to $75 worth of cards to upgrade their deck, right? That's just not the goal for this. But at the same time, no Universes Beyond, no 4-color Aragorn. Hey, I think we should. No Universes Beyond was just an example, right? It was just an example of restrictions that we could on here. But Zed seems to be perfectly fine with Universes Beyond. And quite frankly, yeah, I think 4-color Aragorn would be amazing in this deck. So, chat, if you could start giving me some examples of humans that we need in this deck, right? I'm going to start taking out cards that I don't believe work at all, right? But if you want to start typing some in, like, I don't think Piper Wright really works in here, right? I understand wanting a clue deck, right? And there are clue decks that you can make. And Piper goes in those, but not in this deck. I'm really thinking you should have the ability to put Morphon, have a Morphon be an Omniscience for humans. I think that's great. Catilda. Catilda's great, yep. Catilda. Dawnheart Prime. So Catilda, this would be an Omniscience, right? Protection from werewolves, the most important ability. Human creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any of these creatures' colors. So now all of your humans will be able, your Day Squad Marshal will only cost a 3 colorless, and then your creatures can tap to pay for that card. Grand Abolisher, are we on Grand Abolisher? I think Grand Abolisher would be fine. But there's a brand new card that just came out that's even better, right? Not even better, but like Grand Abolisher that also makes goobers. Piper Sage combo is too rare of a proc. If we pull them both if you pull her. Yeah, Thalia's Lancers is good. Thalia's Lancers, yep. Thalia's Lancers. No, not Thalia's Lancers. Not that one. Thalia's... No, or... I know what you mean. It's a bunch of Innistrad Knights that are like humans get protection from like a color, right? What booster packs in store can potentially hold the most expensive cards? Adi, Ellie, that's going to be collector boosters from Dragonstorm or collector boosters from Lord of the Rings. Thalia's Lieutenant. Well, yeah, I mean, we do need Thalia's Lieutenant, right? But there is human protection. Human and protection. Really? Oh, sorry. This is humans and protection. Riders of Gavany. Oh. Spare No Evil is actually kind of funny too. This makes sense for me. Yeah. General's Enforcer. Yeah, General's Enforcer is pretty sick too. General's Enforcer. I really do like the idea of making Morophon into an Omniscience, right? So like the more colors that a card is, like that a human is, the more unique it'll be for this deck. Magus of the Wheel if we need draw. I don't know if we'll need that. I personally, I feel that we'll be able to find enough cards to just kind of like just cards that let allow us to keep on playing things, right? Good lord, that's too good, right? Lenore is good, yeah. Lenore, Autumn Sovereign, yep. I have a Lenore deck. Joda, Archmage Eternal. Oh, so one of I don't think I like. I don't really care for this Joda. So the reason I don't like this Joda is because why would we pay Ruberg for any of these cards, right? Like, truly. Oh wait, no, hold on. It costs Ruberg less, and oh, never mind. That makes every card free. I'm sorry. That's right. With Morphon and Joda, it makes the cards free. That's right. No, Universes Beyond is fine. Universes Beyond is fine. The only restriction was no more than $50 to $75, right? So the upgrades that we're adding, ideally just not like, hey, let's not throw in the One Ring, right? That's right. That is higher synergy. That's so true. See, that's why Fist of the Suns in Leyline of Mutation. Yes. Yeah. So now, at the very least, like, instead of Leyline, like, I get having Leyline, you know, a lucky Leyline from the beginning. But if we have Joda, we have, like, a human that will get all of the buffs that you're doing with humans in the first place, right? On top of also doing the Leyline ability. I think in terms of synergy, having a human that does the work instead of the Leyline is going to be even better. But like, yes, the Leyline could be free, right? The Leyline could be free, and then you get your commander, then now everything is, well, just going to be free. But I think just having a human in here doing it would be great. Gallows at the Hill. Yes, I do like Gallows. Gallows at Willow Hill. Gallows at Willow Hill. Yep. Tap 3 untap humans you control, destroy target creature an opponent controls, make a white spirit creature token. Yep, Saskia, I like Saskia as well. Saskia is great. Not only will Saskia be free 99, but this allows you to punch anyone that you can. Where are you, Saskia? This allows you to punch anyone that you can and deal damage to everyone, right? Eshki Teamer's Roar? Yeah, I think that's actually pretty hot. Eshki Teamer's Roar. She'll be free. Cast a creature spell. If the creature spell is power 4 or greater, blah, blah, blah. If it's 6 or greater, I don't actually know when it's ever going to be 6 or greater. I think that's actually just, like, never happening. That literally never happens. Atlan Jackal? Yes. I like Atlan Jackal, yep. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a basic land put on the battlefield tapped. I think that's a pretty good source of... That basically allows you to not run ramp spells, but still be on the human plan. I think Jarina Kudro's great. I think the Kudros in general. I think General Kudro is great. He's a lord, right? A lord. A human enters, exile a card from an opponent's graveyard, so already you're just going like bop, 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 get rid of people's stuff. Sacrifice 2 humans, destroy target creature power 4 or greater. Okay. And then Jarina Kudro. Whenever she enters, make 2 human soldiers equal to the number of times you've cast Morphon, which, like, alright, we can do that. Other humans get +2-0. Beautiful. The also Jarina. Jarina. There's another Jarina, Dauntless General. Speaking of Ikoria and humans working together, when she enters exile target player's graveyard, whatever, but sacrifice her, humans you control get hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. I think that's great. She's also cheap as all hell. You know? The commander is 6. It's not going to be like a happy... Listen, we're not going to be like happy doing it, but... We're on a lot of legends. Joyra Weatherlight Captain. I think Joyra Weatherlight Captain would be pretty good with a bunch of legendary creatures. Yeah. We do have a lot of legendary creatures. Like, a lot of them. There's that green sage that says, like, every time we cast, like, a legendary spell, we draw a card, right? There's also... So, cards like Druid's Deliverance... I think, actually, in the cover image here, I have some cards to take out, and then some to put in. And in the cover image, Druid's Deliverance for Repel the Abominable. So I think that we can find quite a couple of human-centric cards just like this. Prevent all damage that will be dealt this turn by non-human sources. Sources, right? Not just like, you know, non-human spells or anything, but just like non-human sources. So you get to attack with your whole board, swing out at everyone, right? And then just say like, hey, if you're not a human, you don't deal damage back. We hit you, but you don't deal any damage back to us. That's great. When you looked at the thumbnail, yeah. Reiki, thank you. Reiki. History of Kamigawa. Now Reiki, you know, that's like a $10 card there, so that does make it a little bit worse, but you know, it does kind of fit the theme. I'm gonna put him to considering, just so it's not taking up too much money here. Sirach Dragonclaw, yeah. Sirach Dragonclaw is gonna just cost you 2, and here you go. Spells can't be countered, and your other creatures have trample. So Sirach already costs 2, right? He's only gonna cost 2 colorless, whereas Destiny Spinner is a 2/3. You're only using half of her abilities, right? And like she's just weaker. She's just weaker, and she costs 1 with Marathon out. So I think Destiny Spinner will reduce the whole like redundancy that you're talking about, while we keep a better card. Have you forgotten about the game? Oh, I have forgotten about the game. Although, actually, wait a minute, hold on. Most dangerous gamer? I think this is an attraction card, though, right? Oh, no, we're not fucking around with that. Nope. New to Magic, Andy. I'm new to Magic. Any suggestions for a chroma vision of Ixidor? You need a partner. You need to partner her with something, right? What color do you want to partner a chroma with? I think that's, she's the partner one, right? Ranger Captain and Draneth Magistrate are money, and Saskia kind of not. Sisei kind of non-bows. Humans are hard. Does Sisei non-bow? Which Sisei? There's a lot of Siseis. Captain Sisei would be cool. Oh my god. Hey, hold on. Shauna Sisei's legacy is literally, like, she'll literally be free. She'll literally be free and still cost less than Crusader of Odric, right? Which will be the same thing. Yeah. Been doing red and son of something. Oh, Rogue Rock, son of something, or what's it? Each color among legendary permanents you control. Search life for legendary permanent because less than the power put onto the battlefield. I mean, Sisei with like Captain would boost consistency. Yeah. For red white abilities, I would go for you want a little bit of redundancy. So there's an Odric that does what your commander does, but shares all the abilities with your creatures. ODRIC. Look up Odric. Actually, we might look up Odric in here. Riku of 2 reflections. How does Sisei not work? Does Sisei not work? The tutor one negates the Morphon benefit. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Riku of 2 reflections. Riku. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may pay blue-red. That's parts whatever. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay blue and a green. If you do, it makes a copy. Because we're full of so many legendary creatures, I don't think Riku's gonna be great. A red one, a white one, and the 2 white ones. Yeah, is the 2 white ones I think will do the most for you. Although, the red-white one wants abilities too, right? Kind of forgot. Enters the battlefield, search library for a creature card with Death Touch, extra with lifelink. Oh, yeah, this is for the Manticore thing? Yeah, I don't think we... I believe that we're taking out Chromanticore. At least in my version of here. We're taking out Chromanticore. Fiend Hunter's good. Is there not like a better Fiend Hunter in creatures? Joe the Unifier is actually cracked in this deck. Yes, Joe the Unifier would be cracked in this deck. I think personally, I think that would be going a little too far away from Morophon. But that's a question for Zed. Zed, like, would you be down for Joda the Unifier in here? Because I think that starts, yeah, humans cascading into humans. That's super fair. That's super fair hire. Boromir, Gondor's Hope. Gondor's Hope puts humans into your hand. Yep. Inquisitor Greyfax. Inquisitor Greyfax. Other creatures you control get +1/0 and have vigilance. That's actually not too bad. Vigilance is cool, yeah. And again, another human. If the ley line is coming out, Joda can go in. I want 2 of that replacement effect so I can reliably get to it. Okay, fair enough. Creature control whenever a creature, you do not need this at all. No Mercy. I think with the board state that we're building, I don't even think that your opponents are going to deal damage to you. Same with this here. Authorities maybe. Feast on the Fallen. Don't think we need that. Folk Hero is cool. Future Sight. We're going to draw enough cards where we don't need Future Sight. Grave Pact. I don't think enough of our creatures are dying where you need Grave Pact. I know I'm taking out a lot here. All of it's just like my mental process. Just like, I just don't think that we're going to need these extra bits. I feel like the extra bits are more of an if something goes wrong sort of thing. That's just like just how I have it in my head. Definitely, like, you know, stop me if you think I'm like kind of taking out too many things. And I'll also explain like any card that I'm taking out that you have a question on. Think Chulane. Oh, Chulane, right? Chulane is what we're gonna do for draw power here. This fucker here. Like, this will keep us drawing cards. Arcade Ganon? Greymon's right here. Arcade Ganon. What colors? What? Oh, so we're using moxfield.com. Hey, and this is a time to plug. Shameless plug for everyone. But moxfield.com, you actually see it in the top left corner. Moxfield.com is the website that I use and everyone that I work with uses to do deck construction. So please, if you're gonna deck build, if you're gonna send in deck reviews, if it's gonna be anything, moxfield.com is the #1 way that I like to use, and I think that everyone should be using. Straight up. They are a direct sponsor of this channel, so, like, truly, thank you to Moxfield for all that you do. Draw a card and discard a card, put a quest counter. Once during your turns, may cast an artifact or a human spell from your graveyard, mana value less than or equal to the number. I don't think I like this a lot. It's really slow. Future Sight is if I have Morrow and Fist get the storm off, but it does stop at a wall. Right. Whereas Chulane, it's a lot. I believe it's harder to stop with Chulane, right? Like, it's harder to run into a wall with Chulane. Triumphant Adventurer. Oh yeah. Oh no, we're not doing dungeons. I don't think we necessarily want to fuck around in the dungeon realm. I do like the Triumphant Adventurer is free. I do like its Death Touch. If we're not introducing dungeons as like a more passive thing, I'm not gonna try to like do too much there. Hey, Raiders! Is this Peachy Pop? Hell yeah. Hey, Peachy Pop, thank you so very much For the big old spicy raid, my friend. Oh, y'all don't hear the sound effects going on, so I'm just dancing to the void. Peachy Pop, big old heckin' hearts to you. Appreciate you so much. Peachy Pop, thank you for all the weapons. Every insect glaive that you upgrade for me. Every heavy bowgun that makes me keep on coming back to the goddamn heavy bowgun, even though it's bad. Thank you so much for each and every weapon, Peachy. We just got done spanking Arc Tempered Raydal on Wild. Ooh, that makes me want to play some Wild tonight. Okay. We've talked about it before. Things just didn't happen. But, like, at least one day, can we play Monster Hunter together, friend? Can we find to, like, make sure that we find a day to make it happen? We gotta. Yeah, mechanics like dungeon attractions are not really needed. Yeah, exactly. For sure. Right. It just hasn't happened. We've talked about it so much. I still changed my schedule. We do not need Unruly Mob. I changed my schedule and everything. I don't know what we need for Trinket Mage. Soul Ring? Shadow Spear? We don't even need Shadow Spear. With what we're doing, we don't need Shadow Spear. We don't need the Cloak. Horn of Gondor is fine. Gallows is great. Fist of the Suns. We just gotta plan it. There's a bunch of non-Monhunt peeps in Magic, but we all hop on Wild sporadically. It's true. Get this file out of here. I don't even think we need Lightning Greaves, to be honest with you. It's true. But we're gonna get there. As long as we know that we want to make it happen, we're gonna happen. Alright. See you, Peachy. Big ol' hearts to you. Zur the Enchanter is a Wild edition? We're not fucking around with enchantments, Home Slice. We're barely even... I like, Elena of Anticipation was, like, fine. I think there's like a human that we can get that gives us flash or something. I do like this. Giving everything trample, giving everything flying. Like, these are ways that we're just gonna, like, win straight up. You know, Aragorn, King of Gondor, kind of goes hard. TBH, if I'm being completely honest. I don't like this Atla Palani. Again, it's just like, you pay 2 mana to tap her just to get, like, another human, when I believe that we're already, like, milling through humans to begin with. Yeah. It finds Aura Shards. Does find... Oh, but why do Aura Shards when we have, like, a human that can, like, tap it and 2 other humans to just destroy anything, right? I'm not the biggest Urza fan either. Is there a reason we have Urza? Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Veteran Beast Rider. Veteran Ice Climber is a funny one. Brand new. Vigilance can't be blocked, so if you deal damage, your opponent's mill cards equal to the power. Man, unless this card is dealing 100 damage, in which case your opponent's already dying, then what's the point of milling them? Urza with no combos is getting yeeted into that stratosphere. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Stalwart Successor, I don't think we're adding +1/+1 encounters. Urza's mostly if I'm slow or wrong color. I gotcha, Zed. Yep. I believe with the way that we're, like, reducing costs and going up is that we're gonna get past this. Same with Sage of Hours. I just don't see a lot of